buffer has been dramatically decreased as Team FIFA Kill is hot on their heels, less than 10 points behind with 66.6 points there after 3 maps. So a lot of fun storylines. Morpheus with the signal 50 at about 8 or 9 eliminations. They jumped all the way up to 4th place. A lot going on and a lot to talk about, but it's top 15 for London, top 25 for the Cash.
Yeah, and Team Jukeyz keeps on climbing. 35th place after map number 1, 10th after map 2, 5th after map number 3. So I'm curious to see what they're going to be doing. 37 eliminations in your map 1, map 2 winners currently in 1st place. Only have 39 eliminations, but now we're hitting the ground with a little bit of a contest. Not necessarily in the same building, so it gives teams time to go ahead and try to get good weapons moving.
I love observatory hot drops. This one though is a little different because it's on the very edge of zone already. This is gonna be a tough fight to take here, but look who's on the other side of it. That's the team that actually won our qualifiers. No, Savvy Ultra's team on the other side, as per the usual. Team 21, the leaders right now, 8 points ahead of FIFA Kill, hot on their heels. Team 20, Palooka, trying to push the equation, potentially take this fight early.
Yeah, but I mean, they already went and grabbed a stronghold, have their loadouts, and if I'm Savvy Ultra's Blade and Vortex, if you're immediately going up against a team that has their loadout weapons, that's going to make Observatory a little bit more interesting. But Shucks climbing up the rooftop, trying to get a good chunk of LOS, jumping in on a potential 1v2 situation. Nice shock stick going out, but hits it himself. That is unfortunate. That's a me play. They're just like me for real.
Was trying something. Let's see if it pays off the second time. Yeah, maybe. There's one. No, doesn't win the gunfight. Clue trades with Pace. Should be a no problem revive though, and a quick team wipe. There you go. Pace, Melvin, Shucks trying to increase their chances and push their way up this leaderboard. Win their POI, which is a good thing. And the question is, where do they go from here? You love to win those POIs and not lose too much in the process. Didn't even lose 1 in the process, grabbing the revives. Great start. 3 kills and feeling pretty good.
Blade, Savvy, Vortex back as a trio just on the outskirts of Observatory. You can hear the shots coming in, but they may just elect to jump down, hit the rotation. That's what's great about Observatory early game. Loot up. Maybe you're not in the best of positions, but you can easily rotate out and you're going to ride that line of ring. Keep being in track as we get a good overlay of where we're about to go. That Mad Lions roster absolutely on your screen.
Yeah, the other thing about that rotate out of Observatory, it just wasn't a POI worth fighting for. It was the very edge of zone. You're not going to sit there and hold for 5 minutes or so. They want to get into the action, get a few more elims, and set up early inside of the circle, a little bit deeper inside the circle. So that's exactly what Savvy Ultras and Co are able to do. So we creep over here back to Fortress, another one of those hot drops that we've seen every single time. Absolutely squad has been doing pretty well today. And Lions representing their org, like you said, Tiff, and just trying to get a peek on this other team. Get some information, get the call outs. Maybe one of them's got the comms vest that can grab a UAV. Any way to gain information. Well, a couple shots might give you a little bit. Let's see where they go from here.
Do have a mortar strike available if they need to pull it on Team Pro Urzen. That's going to be squad number 12. That's on just on the other side. You can see they've got a good chunk of the high ground, and Pro Urzen trying to close the distance. Now, these buildings can be a little interesting to fight in with all the doorways, corridors, and being able to reposition themselves. They can feel a little bit like a maze, but so far so good. You just need to stay a little bit closer together. You can see one member of squad 33 is just on the outskirts, separated. Can get singled out.
This is a tough fight to take. I mean, if you're going to play kind of the low ground position here, I don't know if they've noticed that there's another team trying to third party into this. Saito is trying to maybe creep back to his teammate to work together. Comms are coming through, especially as Pro Urzen grabs the knock on Mad Lions Kryper. There's the full elim coming through as well. Probably the denotation is let's get out of here. Let's grab that Hummer and maybe try something different.
Oh, squad 15 trying to take down Jukeyz. Nice little jump shot and doing some damage, but Jukeyz comes in flying at that, and they're racking up eliminations. I saw them popping off in the kill feed early on, and this just goes to show you how they're engaging in those early game fights so quickly to boost the amount of eliminations. They are about to unlock top eliminations for the squad. You can see Jukeyz on 3 already, looking for ultimate high ground, maybe going scouting for the teammates or maybe looking for a reposition.
Yeah, I was taking a look at the map. They're in an interesting spot because they're inside of the zone and fairly central, but there's probably 10 teams that are going to relocate and rotate directly on top of them. So there's good things and bad things with that. If you hold down a perfect position, you're going to find a ton of eliminations. Likely going to be overwhelmed very quickly, though, and probably lose your lives in the process. So there's that map I'm talking about. Look at Team 1 right there on the right-hand side. Look how many squads are going to rotate straight to Jukeyz team on the outside of Hydro, on the kind of northern side of Hydro. As everyone rotates in, good position to be in. I wouldn't call it a great one, though. I think we're going to see a third, fourth, maybe even 15 parties there if the zone continues to pull to the northwestern side.
I mean, did you catch Team 31?
Yeah.
That's going to be Chow, Blinks, AJ, Nobu, Spartan, their water rotation. They looking like some... I think the only time I've ever seen that rotation go was in ranked, where they never rotated. My teammate just decided to drop out into the water and withstand anything they possibly could.
Yeah, well, that team definitely needs it. They're not inside the top 15 from what I can tell, and they need a big game. I know FIFA was looking to slam Nobu, and maybe Nobu's getting slammed without FIFA touching him. I'm not sure what encounters they've had thus far, but hey, maybe if swimming and early wrapping is what you need to succeed, I think they know better than we do. So we'll see if they can maybe execute on that strategy. This is the second half of the tournament, so teams might be trying something new to increase their odds, especially if they're down in the 30s or lower.
WCM, Vapular, Gemma hit the buy station, have a UAV available. Munition box and a down on Joewo. This will allow them to catch someone completely out of pocket because he is so far from his teammates. As you can see in the mini map, that was squad number 4, and his teammates were so far north that you don't even actually see them. But there are 2 teams here looking to get in on this fight. Looks like Team 39 was possibly hunting Joewo.
Yeah, the Dream Team looking pretty strong. Vap only has 1. I think it was Lucien with 4 already, though. So a great start and finding one in the air. No team shots, though. Not going to be able to eliminate that player with our new health changes a couple seasons ago. Vap is going to go hunting, and it looks like the team is going to follow. So at least the comms are apparent on where we need to go and how we achieve some early success. All 3 hunting down Rerex and Vincub. Vap sees 1, is able to break armor. Rerex goes down. Nice shots from Jama through the window. All you need is a tiny sliver of an opening to grab a knock like that. And now Vincub is flying away, saying, yeah, nope, I got to get out of here as fast as possible. And I don't think Vap's going to let him do that.
Yeah, but they need all of the points that they're looking to rack up. This is a bubble team in its own right, coming into the map number 4 in 12th place with 42.8 points. They can overtake a good chunk of the 5 teams ahead of them if they could just put 7 points on the board and above the teams that are ahead. So you really want to solidify your positioning with this being the 4th map, knowing that only 2 games exist after this. This is where you want to maybe make your mark. And speaking of making of your mark, Control Deck, Zamza Jr., you heard Enigma talking about them just before this game, and they're going to need to do just that.
That's a great job. They're currently sitting in 26th place overall. This is a big map for them. They need some momentum. Whether this pushes them into the top 15 or just gets them closer, they need a big map. We'll see what they're able to do here later into this map as Jukeyz team continues to rain hellfire. If you thought for a second that Jukeyz team's mental would be shaken by a bad map 1, you've been proven wrong already. Inside the top 5 and flying through Hydro, finding elimination after elimination. You can only assume they're sitting on 6 or 7 already, and there's still 44 teams active. We're just now halfway through the second circle.
Honestly, that 4 point in game number 1 probably lit a fire under this trio that no one would have, well, I would have expected, but no one wants to see happen, because once they start going on that rampage, nothing can stop them. We saw just how dominating they were in stage 1 finals, 30 plus points above second place, and they are looking to enact something of similar stature here in the stage 2 finals.
Something worth talking about, of course, is if you see players firing into the air, most of us know what that is. Usually they're taking out a counter UAV. With Bird's Eye, UAVs are so helpful. Savvy Ultras didn't need the Bird's Eye perk that time around. Rakes was right on their heels, and they're able to take care of them. They lose Blade in the process, fully eliminated. So an even trade as Sisty grabs a pick from distance, but that Bird's Eye UAV combo is so deadly changing the pace of our customs landscape. But if you can counter UAV, you can stifle some of that information for your opponents. They're pretty easy to shoot out of the air, though.
Self-res is being picked up. That was Team 23, Zathu, Sisti, and Rakes hitting that exit after you lose out on a couple members and disengaging. So now they'll look for that regain to get their third back member. Savvy Ultras, Vortex, and Blade down to 2 as it stands with Squad 28, Dandaman, and Tony White. Look at them grabbing a nice knock, just playing the outskirts of this fence and constantly repositioning. And this is beautiful, right? If you are going to grab a knock, you want to disengage, maybe re-peek from a separate angle, because once that call out comes in and says, hey, you know, I just got knocked from here, reposition.
Yeah, Dandaman squad is sitting in 35th overall. Dandaman was tied second overall in the quals for eliminations at 25. So you would have expected them to do a bit better this time around, but hopefully the second half will go in their way. Here's a nice fight from two teams kind of fighting for position inside the top 15. B Groovy and Robstar an early success lead over the Stuo squad, who also was fighting aggressively. This time Stuo, Patzuka getting the better of their opponents, and will they lose Ixion, or is it Stuo that goes down? Actually, they do get the trade. Ixion barely stays alive, and nice team fight win. They have plenty of money to go buy back their teammate if they can get to a buy or have a portable one, but they put up a good fight. Those are two teams that what we could tell in the first 3 maps, Tiff, played very aggressive, going for eliminations, and it was paying off early. It isn't paying off as much as we move into the 3rd and 4th maps. They had some early success inside the top 5, and now they're creeping down to about 12th, 13th overall.
Yeah, Stuo, Patsuka, Ixion came in 4th place overall. Be curious to see if they can keep up the momentum moving forward and keep themselves in the top 15. But showstopper on your screen, under fire from none other than FIFA Kill. Pops the smoke,
my goodness.
Disengages, movement galore, but it's not going to be enough. And now Ben just trying to get nearby, looking for a good angle for a precision airstrike. But when you do not have high ground and another team coming your way, that team just got annihilated.
Yeah, that's a classic sandwich. FIFA Kill on one side, Pace's team, Shuck Squad on the other. It's a tough fight. There's really nothing you can do about that. That's the classic third party we talk about in Warzone. You start shooting shots, signal flares up in the air for anyone to come in and thirst a couple kills. Looks like Squad 7 was able to find at least 1 out of those 3. FIFA Kill's team not too worried about losing one of those kills, more so worried about where is that third party team? Where do I need to find that team? Have they rotated far in, or are they waiting for us at the top of this hill? And that's what they're checking all their angles for.
I like that. Chow finding 2 eliminations in the kill feed. We were asking for a good game from Bling, CJ, Nobu, and Chow. Seems like they're finding some early game success, maybe navigated outside the water and found their next team. Control deck, 2 eliminations so far. Trying to get a knock onto Melvin. Shot's not going to connect. They're going to loot their way through the building, try to reposition and find an angle that will actually work here.
Looks like FIFA Kill was worried for basically nothing because, well, Pace and Melvin have run into, well, 2 different squads in the area that they need to be careful about. Getting sandwiched themselves, a little taste of their own medicine. Sam's gonna push the equation. They know they have player advantage. Let's take this team down. Liam down below is not gonna push up the hill to try to third party this. This is a great encounter to win, but Pace is thwarting most of these advances. All 3 of these players taking a bit of damage. Melvin and Pace doing a fantastic job inside this small structure, staying alive, keeping their plates up. All it takes, though, is 1 knock, and this is a free, clear team wipe. There it is.
Melvin gonna fall. Zamza able to finish them off, but you do have a multitude of teams still in the nearby vicinity, so we want to stifle this engagement really quick. Junior, a big win right there. Able to clean it out, but just through the windows. Team Ulix trying to find that. Junior gonna go down as well, and Lipton on your screen. 2 eliminations, being the annihilator of that team, trying to find a big game here in map number 4, and it's getting ruined.
Yeah, sometimes the third party doesn't have to actually be a body coming into third party. It's just shots down range. They had just enough of an angle to grab a knock, and they were able to clean it up through the wall. Very well done. FIFA Kill squad was about to get into that encounter as well. There's a lot of squads in this area. Team 28 still in it. Oki's finding one on Zamza, so there's FIFA Kill squad. They went for the third party, and it came in pretty late, but they still found some success with it. Junior, last alive, trying to fly away, and it looks like potentially able to do just that. FIFA Kill has retaken the high ground position, third partier becomes the third party E. Zamsa squad gets run out. And now FIFA Kill Squad's on the advances.
This is tough. You saw Tony White kind of dead center of all those teams as a solo, trying to keep their team alive. And FIFA jumping up on the redeploy balloon, going in for a little bit more action, landing on the rocks, and they are heading straight towards Gromalok and Team 40.
It's a great precision. You're going to force these players off the high ground position. FIFA Kill's now going to have high ground, can shoot over and likely pick up a few, especially if a couple live pings can go out from Wiz from the other side. They've set up a perfect trap. Team Gromalok, nowhere to run. FIFA Kill probably playing the Exterminator, going to come in from behind and push the pests out. Wiz going to play cleanup from the other side, shoots through, finds one. Maybe the Exterminator's actually going to exterminate, though, close range. They're focused on Wiz. Hello, FIFA's here. A perfect trap, perfectly called.
Wow.
I don't know if it was FIFA calling that or Wiz calling it, but regardless, whatever lack of chemistry they didn't have in stage one, they certainly have the chemistry this time around, looking pristine, everything moving on all cylinders. Very well executed by Team FIFA Kill.
I feel like that's one of those plays that Enigma is going to want to break down the approach, the utilization of PA, just every bit about it. But Echo, Tomsterbomb, Bubble, they are a bubble team. They have made it towards tents, and not a bad place to try and hold teams out here in particular. They do have the high ground, one member scouting it out, and you can see Team 13, that's going to be its Cord in the distance, and you may recognize them from a team that just won a map on Team Strays. And now Bubble looking to close the distance. Blood is in the water, shots are being fired, and I only see one member of Team 13 last standing, Goj.
Yeah, on the edge of zone, the substitute this time around, a team that got 13th in stage one, made a big sub for Cord to step in for Nat Shea, and Cord got 28th overall in stage one, so didn't qualify on their own, but they saw some value in Cord, and apparently it paid off last map. We'll see if they're able to stay alive and buy back their teammates. Here's another fight, though. Bino Jr., a team we've been talking about all day today. Meeks fighting out with Team FIFA Kill. These are some of our top teams battling it out inside the top 5 and battling it out inside of map number 4. Wiz has high ground, has some information, but is in trouble. Wiz maybe playing a hair too aggressive, loses his life. Oki able to answer back? No. Not able to grab a crack. FIFA Kill on the other side. This is a very tough fight to win. The trap didn't pay off this time.
Yeah, we were talking about just how coordinated they looked in that first engagement, but this one is all sorts of disconnected. AB Wiz jumping off a high ground, trying to hit a 180 and immediately shoot into the building. But when you're taking a fight and you're being shot at by all members of the team and they only have one body to look at, that's exactly what happened. And now FIFA and Oak not able to be remotely near each other. It's a full-blown sprint to the finish. And speaking of, you've got Chow, you've got Bling CJ, and Nobu Spartan dolphin diving through the open, trying to gatekeep. You can see that member of Team 20 going to fall outside in the gas, and now we're setting our sights forward, looking for a position here in oil.
Hey, Nobu Spartan, Blink CJ, still alive. Gonna push a fight here on Team 43. And maybe thinking better of it. We're gonna rotate off to the side and make sure there's no one behind us. Check all of our angles. It's just Chow on your screen. Yeah, yeah. Hey,
always.
You know there's bush Wookiees in World Series of Warzone.
I do know. It is horrifying. We've seen them in solo YOLO, and they do show up here in the trio stages as well. But drill charges, looking for some information, maybe a nice shield crack, which will allow you that opening damage that you need to push inside, or maybe push fast.
Here we go. Nobu Spartan pushing the equation. Smokes out to relocate inside. Well, not even inside the zone here, Tip. This is all edge of zone. There's what, 5, kind of maybe 6 teams all here on the edge, all fighting for position to be able to relocate into zone. There's one for free. Was that an RPG? Somebody's pulling out some...
For free?
For something. I don't know what they were trying to do that it didn't pay off. Nobu Spartan has a decent position here on the edge. Strong trying to relocate in. See a couple other squads all in this precarious situation. On the other side, though, Stuo's taking this kind of free and clear rotation with less teams. This is a great call out. Likely kind of information gathered through UAVs or otherwise. Maybe a recon drone to say, hey, this is our free pack to the zone. Perfect execution to get to the edge of zone. This is going to be a fun fight. A lot of rolling hills, a lot of trees, not a lot of buildings.
I've played zones like this, and they can be really fun if you're on the inside already. But if you're on the outside, this is exactly what can happen. Patsuka on your screen getting tagged up from behind. forced to disengage, playing the trees. Not a bad spot, but you will have to smoke and cover into that next zone as time starts to tick down. 15 seconds until they will be forced to move, and you can see just ahead how many teams are ahead and behind. You have Echo, Bubble, Link CJ on the bottom of your screen right now, going up against Method Sick.
There's Savvy. Savvy Ultras, Blade, Vortex still in it, but in this cluster on the edge of zone. All of these teams, Tiff, are not in the zone, and they're about to be forced out in about 20 seconds. This is about to be chaos if it isn't already. Blade with 3, Vortex still up, Savvy up. Right here on the edge with a little bit of cover, they can let some teams blow past them and grab some elims, or try to win this gunfight as teams push into the cover before they relocate to zone. This is a massive opportunity to gain a ton of eliminations, but you got to make it inside the top 10 for some extra incentives. We're looking for those kill multipliers. 1.6 starts at 10th place, and there are still 17 teams remaining.
Hear me out. If I'm Team Guns 49 on that mini map, I would be wanting all the precision airstrikes to take down the teams, looking for the rotation. And here we go.
Hello.
It's closing. Vortex able to find one and eliminate them. 4 kills on the day. They are on the move, fighting forward. Joewo, the next enemy in their line of sight, able to grab that knock. Focus on the reload. Position is key. Gas masks are going to be the critical factor here for this team's survivability, but it's Jukeyz and Lenun in the kill feed, finding so much success. Vortex, keep the dream alive. Little gas mask animation going to be the thorn in your side, and squad 4 going down. That's going to be Joewo.
Joewo's team made a perfect flank on Savvy Ultras and Blade, but it's Vortex last alive for the team that enacts revenge and keeps his team's dreams alive and making it to the top 10. This is a crucial gunfight. We gotta win it, and we do. Savvy Ultras, Vortex, Blade inside the top 10 with a ton of elimination. Their dreams are alive, and they are going to likely hold on to that top spot. This is a massive map for them with the 1.6 multiplier. They would love to creep into the top 5 as well, but there's one in the bush. We didn't see the bush Wookie. The bush Wookie. You have to check the bushes. Chow taught us something on main broadcast. Vortex goes down. Oh, that hurt my soul.
Oh, Skims, look at you. You are mischievous. Gonna lose your life here as well, and it's gonna be squad 11. I thought that was gonna be beautiful from Vortex and Co as they cleared out their left, focus on clearing out the right, but man, he was just laying down in the shrubbery. Now Bubble, Echo, Tomsterbomb. I told you, I've played in tournaments with Echo, and he is a great leader when it calls to coming all that you need. The comms are gonna be flying. Kyborg not going to be able to survive as Bubble grabs them, clearing out, but look at this circle.
Tiff, they're wide out in the open on the high ground, and no one's looking at them because they're engaged on the other side. This is free for Echo, Bubble, and Tomsterbomb. They are wide out in the open, and just Smoke's covering them, and they have an incredible zone pull. This is a free win for Team 9 unless something dramatic happens.
We're down to the final 3. All 3 members of Team Echo are alive, and 5 eliminations for Tomsterbomb. Now they can just sit here and hold. I'm looking for smokes. I don't see any on Tomsterbomb. They do have a drill charge. Looking for some cover.
They're just checking every bush. There's one. It's Mike. See ya, Mike. Bye-bye. Adios. Fantastic win for Team Tomsterbomb. Congratulations, Echo and company, on a massive win. The question is, how many kills did you finally find? The player advantage wins out at the end. Of course, Mike was able to grab second place and grab that 1.8, but 3 players alive, 3 players win. Fantastic success there for Team Tomsterbomb.
Yeah, you know their comms were absolutely flying. I can't wait to see that winning moment. But until then, just played particularly beautifully. All right, Bubble on your screen. Let's see it.
No, leave it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, which him? Just chill. Let's see him flying. Wait, it's loading, bro.
We're gonna be in bushes and shit.
On this tree.
Cracked him.
Dead.
He's dead.
You got shot him back.
2 more solos, boys. 2 more solos.
On alert. Put right alert there.
I'm gonna do it right. I like this shit. Ask him how to fly him, right?
He's not flying.
Wait, behind car. Check behind car.
Done.
In this bush, I'm getting him assist.
Nice, boys. Let's fucking go, man. Holy shit.
30 points, that's what we need.
Let's fucking go. Good shit, man.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Wait, why am I gonna find
Clear, concise comms led to a victory. Tiff, that was a 30-point game overall. Certainly is going to help them qualify for London after 4 maps. They needed that win to push them up into the top 15. 30 points will likely do that, but only time will tell. I'm